So now that the clips are set, it's time to set up the camera. So this security box just slips through the front here and the sides. I'm just going to run you through the steps of how to operate these cameras. So you've been through a few bumps riding over the trail, so just ensure that all the batteries are in there securely. This little capsule here is your desiccant. It helps keep the inside of the camera dry. And here we have the SD card. Just make sure that that's pushed in all the way. You hear a click. So then you turn your camera on, and it has the date and the time. And then it wants you to enter a code. Your code will be provided to you on your protocol manual, so please go look at what that code is. Code is a security measure, so if you don't have access to that code, the camera is useless. So once you put the correct code in, it'll give you your date and time, the percent full of your SD card, and then your battery life as well. It was showing 99% battery life, and then it was 0% full. So once the card fills up, it'll start showing a few percentages there. And then it goes to arm camera automatically. Press OK, and in 10 seconds it'll be armed and taking photographs. So in the bag with your camera supplies, there's another bag that has a few screws and roofing nails in it. You could take one of those roofing nails and the tag in there that just identifies this as a wildlife monitoring project. Just tag that onto the camera tree to secure your box to the tree. So you want that about level with your run pole. You might have to throw some shims in there as well. You won't really know this until you test your camera, see what kind of picture it's taking. But if it's facing up a little too much, you might just have to throw a little shim in behind the box to level the camera out. So I've just armed the camera, placed it into the box, and now I'll go do a walk by the run pole a couple times to trigger the camera. And then we'll take the card out, put it in my personal camera, and see what kind of photograph we're getting. Then we'll probably have to reposition the box. So I'll just go trigger the camera, get a few pictures taken of me. And then what we do want in the photograph is we want to see the bait hanging above. We want the entire run pole, of course. We want it focusing on the run pole. And then ideally you want some of the ground as well, so you could see animals coming in, but they don't get up onto the run pole. I took the card out of the trail camera. I'm going to place it in my camera here. And I'm just going to play it and see what kind of photograph I get. So we're definitely off center, and I'm not getting the bait either. I'm not seeing my helmet in the photograph. So we're definitely going to want to reposition this camera a little bit. So we moved the box several times until we got what we felt like was a good photograph. So we're getting a lot of the ground here, so we'll see animals coming in, and even if they get up, and lean up against the support posts there to have a sniff. And we're also capturing the helmet there at the top of the image if you can see it. But it's good to capture the bait. Definitely center photograph, you want that run pole where the animal's going to be. And then some of that ground cover too, so we see animals coming in and leaving as well. So that's kind of the ideal image right there. Now that we got the camera where we want it, you can install the snow shield and use some of those roofing nails that are provided in that bag, that camera bag. So just put a few roofing nails in the snow shield. This just prevents snow from building up on the face of the camera. So one thing I forgot to mention, one thing we need recorded at each of your sets is there is a serial number at the base of the camera here. So please record that serial number, and then also record the run pole number. So that's on the end of the run pole. And then take a GPS waypoint of your site. So then we know which camera is paired with which run pole number, and then we also have UTM or the lat long of that run pull location too. So the last thing we want to do is just check the camera. If it's, if the lens is dirty, use the lens cloth, clean it up. And then you definitely want to arm the camera before you leave. So get the camera armed, place it in here, get this security cover placed on top, and then put your cable lock through the camera. And sometimes you can get rid of that excess wrapping it around the tree once or twice. This one I just don't have enough room. And then lock your camera into place. And the camera is designed to take a lot of photographs. So if you are going to be here for a while yet, use your jacket or your toque or your hat. And just cover that up, because it'll take hundreds of pictures of you if you're still going to stick around here, packing up your bags or your backpack or whatever. So keep that covered until you leave, or just don't arm it until you're ready to go right at the end. And then the slack here, you can just, I haven't put all the nails in place yet. Slack you could just wrap up, get rid of that slack, and then you should be set, ready to go. This PVC pipe, take it back home with you, or you could even stick it on a few branches at the site, because we do want these back, and they'll be handy if you do leave it at the site when you're transporting the pole back out at the end of the season. So when you do come into your sites and do your checks, first thing you should probably do is turn your camera off so it doesn't continue taking pictures of you. And if there is any snow built up over top, brush it off before you take the camera out, and especially before you open the camera. We don't want to get any moisture or snow inside. Get your camera, it's probably going to be taking pictures at the same time. So you just want to press OK. It's going to ask you to enter the code again. And then it's going to read the card, and then it's going to tell you how many pictures were taken, the battery life, and how full the card is. So turn the camera off and take the card out, and you can view it in your camera if you'd like, just to see what's been coming around, make sure the camera's working. But then reuse that card, because we just don't have that many replacement cards. But if you're getting close to full, then definitely replace your card. And through the season you're going to have animals busting these clips, and they're just going to get beat up pretty good throughout the season. So sometimes you're going to have to replace these. Let's just say I have to replace this one completely. I take that screw out. Probably going to need pliers to pull it out. When you do put a new clip in, again, you just have to really hang on to the base. So push it in tight. Hang on tight to that base against the aluminum, and then start tightening that screw. And sometimes they're even loose, so every time you're checking your set, just make sure they're good and snug. So let's say this one's loose and it's twisting around like that. You do have to hold on to the alligator clip right tight against the base, against the aluminum, and hold on with it with a needle nose plier, because if you don't hold in closely and you tighten right up, this clip is definitely going to bend on you. Let's say this one's been set. Have a little piece of fuzz on there right now. If you come around to this side, these numbers are wearing out a little. This trap was here from last year, but each one of these clips is numbered, so it's from 1 to 7 on this side. So clip number 6 in this case has a sample on it. So when you're recording that stuff on these sample envelopes, you want to record the date, your name, the site ID will be the run pull number. So in this case it's run pull number 7 for site ID, and then the alligator clip number is this number 6. So you'd want to record 6 on there, and the species that you most likely think it is. In this case, it's just fleece fuzz or something, but you know, you'd want to record Wolverine in there if you suspect it's Wolverine, and then the number of hairs that you think you have on the alligator clip. This just helps the DNA lab when they're opening these envelopes. Then they have an idea of how many hairs they should be looking for. And then you just open the clip up inside the envelope, try and, you know, prevent touching that hair, squeeze on it, get the hair in that envelope, and then seal it. Make sure everything's recorded, and then you're good to go. Just wanted to mention one last thing. If you do have a lighter with you, these little micro torches work excellent. It's not a bad idea. Like, you're going to have Wolverine hairs getting stuck on other parts than just the hair collection clip. They might get stuck on these screws on the other alligator clip. But collect those hairs regardless, you know, from that clip. And then just to ensure that there isn't anything remaining on those, you could burn off the remaining hair that could exist from those spots, so we know that we won't have any cross-contamination for the next sample.